Hi, this is Greg Reed from the Magnetic Real Estate Agent. Today I'm putting up another video in the series about appreciation marketing, and today I'm going to be looking at the 5 types of real estate agents you need to avoid, and more importantly the 5 types of real estate agents you need not to become. You see, today's going to be the first of a 5-part mini-series, and I'm going to explore all the various types of agents that we need not to become. In the first one today, I'm going to be specifically looking at what I call the energy sucker. Now, I don't know about you, I've never personally been to Africa. I've never really been into a jungle. You know, I've sat around, I've watched a lot of Discovery channels and a lot of wildlife stations, etc. And, you know, over the time I've got a fairly good understanding as to what kinds of animals I really need to avoid. So, you know, hanging around with lions and tigers and bears and all those big growly kind of things, I realise that, you know, I need to keep my distance from them, as well as, you know, going out in the ocean and swimming with sharks or anything that could seriously bite me, and certainly not get anywhere near anything that's poisonous like snakes, etc. Now, while I said I've never been to the jungle, and I've never been out there in the you know, the plains out there in Africa, I've learned who I need to avoid, who I need to stay away from if I want to keep myself, you know, living. And this is the same type of thing we've got to do in business. And so today I wanted to look at, you know, the type of agents out there that can really damage our careers. More importantly, they can damage our careers if we become like them. And so if we're in the appreciation marketing mode, you know, one thing we cannot afford to do is to be one of these types of agents I'm about to speak at over the next couple of days. And the first one, as I've already mentioned, is what we call the sucker, or the energy sucker. And I'm sure you know this kind of person. I mean, the old poker joke out there is if you're sitting at a table for 10 minutes and you can't spot the sucker, basically that could be very well you. And when looking at your own life, sometimes, you know, it was sitting there and the mobile phone goes off, or our cell phone goes off, and we look down at the caller ID and immediately see who's coming through, and oh, if it's one of those energy suckers, what do we normally do? We press the do not answer button and it goes straight to our voicemail. And then we've got to contemplate whether or not we actually want to ring these people back. But we know if we get on the phone and we get into a conversation with these people, they're just going to zap us of all our energy that we're actually going to need for the rest of the day. So we avoid those kind of calls. So the question to you is, you know, how are you perceived when you dial somebody? Are people looking down at their cell phone and going, "Ooh, no, not him or not her"? You know, are they the energy sapper, you know, that they don't want to speak to either? And so it's really, really important that you know, we're not falling into that kind of trap. We've got to be able to be in a position where we actually are giving out the energy rather than zapping people, you know, of their energy. So keep that in the back of your mind. It's important that you become an energy giver rather than an energy taker. And I'm sure you know plenty of examples out there. I can think of a guy that once upon a time used to try and sell real estate to me, and you know, every time we got into a conversation, he sort of diverted it always back to insurance, and he was trying to always sell me, well, more importantly, probably tried to flog me some kind of insurance product. And so every time I saw this guy, I used to sort of always walk in the opposite direction. I certainly wouldn't take his call, because the one thing he didn't do, he didn't understand appreciation marketing. He didn't build any relationships with me. All he saw with me were dollar signs, and I could pick that up. And getting into that kind of conversation would just zap me of any kind of energy with him. So I used to always avoid that particular guy. Make sure you're not becoming the sucker out there. You're certainly one of the deadly real estate agents that people want to avoid. I hope that's been a good little interesting tip. Tomorrow we're going to continue on with a few more of the agents that we need to avoid and certainly not become. My message for you is simply this: I hope that you really want to become a professional magnetic agent, in that you want to attract all the leads that you really do need to have into your business without buying, or certainly without cold calling any more leads. I look forward to catching up with you again real soon. Bye for now.